Hello there and welcome back to my channel, or if this is the first video of mine you are seeing, then welcome. Okay, I have another update, my no pen left behind. Honestly, these 5 palettes that my little spinny random generator wheel picked out last time, I finished these in no time, but I didn't want to do an update, like a second update in the same month, so I just kind of held off, and I worked on a few palettes, like kind of behind the scenes a little bit too, just to kind of make sure I'm continuing with the project even without actually officially pulling these palettes. So I'm first going to talk about the palettes that I had last time. I'll be showing you the looks and everything that I created with these palettes, and then we're going to be picking my new ones. Okay, first up I have my little e.l.f. bite-size quad. Now this one is in rose water. I've mentioned many times on my channel that I really love this little quad. I've always enjoyed this one. In fact, this is one that I have actually repurchased, only because my first one I did end up accidentally dropping on like really hard floors. It was shattered beyond repair, so I did immediately go out and repurchase it. I do enjoy this little quad. I love using it, and I really love the look I created with it too, because I don't know, there's something about it. I mean, it's nothing probably that spectacular, but I do enjoy it and I'm happy to have it in my collection, so of course this one will definitely be staying. The next two I did on the same day. I did one on one eye and one palette on the other. The first one here I'm going to talk about is from CoverGirl. This is one of their clean fresh clean color eyeshadow, and this one is in shimmering beige. We just have another little simple quad. I really enjoyed this palette, no complaints whatsoever. The quality is absolutely stunning on these palettes. And on the other eye, I did use this little ColourPop. This is a little 5-pan palette. This was in Warm Wishes. Now this one was only available during the holidays, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, in a little set that you could get from Target, or I think ColourPop had them on their website too. So I don't believe this one's available anymore, but I really enjoyed using this one as well. I love the look that I created with it, and as far as I'm concerned, I love neutral palettes. I don't mind having a lot of them, even though they definitely overlap. I have a lot of neutral palettes, so of course they're going to look the same, but it doesn't bother me in the slightest. They're my favorites, so I'm fine with having a bunch of them in my collection. So these two are definitely staying around. The next palette is one that I mentioned, I think in my, I don't know what video it was. I mentioned how I couldn't wait to show you this palette and the looks I created, because this is a quite colorful eyeshadow palette by my standards. So the fact that I completely dulled these shades down to what you're going to see in just a second is, well, it's something. But I mean, that's just the way I like to wear color. I'm saying that as I'm wearing this really intense blue eye for me. I don't get me wrong, I love colorful makeup on other people. It's not something that I gravitate towards anymore for myself. I don't mind wearing it. I'm not opposed to wearing it, but it's just not my neutral stuff. I love neutrals. That's my favorite. I like the soft, the dainty, the little darling little looks. Those are my favorites. So the first 3 palettes that I just talked about are definitely palettes that I love the most. That being said, I do enjoy this palette. This is from Odin's Eye. This is their Hey Reindeer palette. So you can see the colors in this. We have the blues, the oranges, you know, these types of tones, and then wait till you see, now I'm going to show you the looks I created with it. I mean, are we seeing the most dulled down pastel-y looks that I could possibly create with those palettes? I just created, I think, 4 looks. I mostly went by like this quad, this quad, this quad, and this quad. That's mostly what I did the entire time. And I created the most pastel-y looks you possibly could create. I do love this palette. While it's not like one that I'm going to always reach for, I am keeping it because it's a deer. It's the Hey Reindeer palette, and I have mentioned many times on my channel how much I love deer. Deer are my most favorite animal. They're my namesake, Jessica Deerly. That's one of the biggest reasons why I wanted this palette and why I will always keep it, even if it's just... Don't get me wrong, the quality is amazing, but it's not a palette that I'm going to reach for a lot, simply because it is a little more colorful than my other palettes that I love more. But I always want to keep it, even if I just have it for a collection standpoint, because it is a deer. So I think the quality is amazing on it, so don't get me wrong, but as far as my preference, as far as eyeshadow colors, this is not a palette that I would want to reach for all the time. However, I want to use this palette during, I'll say, the summertime, because when I think of a bright orange, I think of summertime. I really want to use this shade right here all over the lid, and maybe add this shade over the top. I don't think I have an orange shimmer anywhere. No, I don't think I do. I'd like to wear that all over the lid and just to try it out because I just think that would be a really pretty look, and it would be simple because it would be just like 1 or 2 shades. So I might bring this palette back out during the summertime and create that kind of look, but for the most part it's probably not one I'm going to be reaching for, but I keep it for the deer. The next palette, I've used this palette the few times, of course, that I had to use it to complete my No Pen Left Behind, but also off camera, and I even created a look with it. This past Wednesday, my everyday makeup drawer video went up for this new month here, and I created a look in that video as well. This is the ABH Nouveau eyeshadow palette. This palette is so gorgeous. These shades, these tones, so beautiful. They work so beautifully together. I have no issues with this palette whatsoever. It's so easy to blend out. I will say that the mattes are a little bit on the thicker side, if that makes sense. Like, I'm hoping that comes across. That they're very kind of powdery. They give you a lot of kick up in the pan, so just be mindful of that. You really have to tap your brush off. I don't personally mind it because I just love the tones in this eyeshadow palette. I've enjoyed using this. I just think it's a really beautiful color story. I don't know, there's just something so stunning about it. And I know that I have other palettes, I'm sure, in my collection that look very similar to it, but I just think these shades, seeing them all together, really beautiful. I'm very happy to have this palette in my collection, so yeah. This one is definitely staying. Okay, I also completed 2 palettes off camera, and I think I might have used one of them on camera with you. I honestly, once I film and upload a video, it's like my mind just erases it and moves on to the next video. I don't know how else to describe that, but I believe I did use it on camera at one point. That is the Urban Decay Wild Greens eyeshadow palette. I did complete this one No Pen Left Behind style. This was not one that was pulled into the rotation by my little random generator wheel. This is one that is in my spring basket, so I've just been consistently using it. This was at one point my all-time favorite eyeshadow palette. That's the video. I did a video me using this palette again because it used to be my all-time favorite palette until Natasha Denona kind of bumped it off, but it's still a top favorite for me. It's still, I would say, in my top 5 eyeshadow palettes because this color story is gorgeous. It's light, it's soft, it's everything that I would look for personally in an eyeshadow palette. And I don't know, it's just really just something very special about it. I don't know. It's probably nothing that spectacular, but I've always loved this one. In fact, I bought a backup of this when you could find it maybe a few years ago now in TJ Maxx for like a huge discount. I bought backups because I love this palette, and I do have pan in one of the shades, and I would really love to expand the pan in that and continue maybe working my way through the palette at some point. I would love to hit pan on every single shade in that palette, but I mean, while I'm doing this No Pen Left Behind, it's hard to focus on one particular eyeshadow palette, but I'm trying my best. The next one that I did off camera is this little 5 pan from Natasha Denona. This is her Mini Glam eyeshadow palette. I really enjoyed this palette. I think this is another that is a really beautiful, simple, easy color story to work with. This is the type of makeup that I want to wear all the time. I just love shades and tones like this. This is just a really pretty palette. So I enjoyed the look I created with that. That's definitely staying in my collection. This time there are no palettes that are going to be leaving. I know in the past maybe 2 rounds, I've had a couple of palettes that I've decluttered simply because this kind of helped me realize that I didn't want them anymore. But in this round, everybody is staying. I loved all of these palettes. I enjoyed using them. I think they're beautiful. The quality's amazing on all of these palettes I mentioned here. So yeah, they're all staying. They're definitely all staying. So now that we have that done, let's go ahead and pick my new palettes out. Okay, I have my Tiny Decisions app here, and I have my No Pen Left Behind wheel pulled up. So let's go ahead and pick a new palette. Okay, the Nomad Cosmetics Polar Express palette. Man, that's a lot of blues and reds. Okay, well, we'll leave it. We'll leave it. It's a pretty palette. It's a pretty palette. Don't get me wrong, but oh well, it's okay. We'll leave it in. We'll leave it in. Okay, next. ColourPop Bare Necessities. That's a 30 pan palette, right? Isn't that 30 shades? But that's a beautiful palette and one of my all-time favorites. But that one's going to take me a little bit of time to get through because it is a large palette. But one of my most favorite eyeshadow palettes. So these are a little bit bigger palettes. That's a 30 pan. I think the Nomad one is a 15 pan. Okay, let's let it pick a third one and we'll see. Urban Decay, okay, the Naked 2 Basics, that's a 5 pan, I believe. Okay, so knowing that, I'm going to let it keep picking. Okay, the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Moonlight palette. That's a beautiful palette. That is a 12 pan, I think. One more. The Huda Beauty Rose Quartz eyeshadow palette. Okay, that's, what is that, a 16, 18 pan? Okay, let me grab all of these and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have all the palettes sitting here, so let's talk about them. The first one I have is from Urban Decay. These are the Naked 2 Basics. Oh, it's a 6 pan. I said 5 pan. This is a little 6 pan palette. This is going to be very easy for me because these are... Yes, I'm sure that many people are looking at that and screaming it's boring. Yes, and... I love that type of stuff. This is just me. Okay, I'm boring. I'm sorry. I'm boring, but I love this type of eyeshadow palette. There's nothing to this. It's just an all matte palette, but it's beautiful. I love it. I love this type of, so this would be easy for me to quickly do a look. Honestly, probably this, I could do one look and I'll have this one completed because, I mean, this is just an easy little palette for me. So yeah, happy about that one. The next one is from Makeup by Mario, the Ethereal Eyes Moonlight palette. This is another one that is absolutely so stunning, so beautiful. This is a gorgeous palette. The only thing about this, and here's where I struggle a lot with me and the seasons. See, I'm looking at these blue shades, like more of these tones over here, and thinking, this would have been much better for winter time or even the fall. I say that as I'm wearing blues today, but these blues are a little bit more brighter and punchier. These look more like summer than this looks like fall and winter, and that's where I trap myself into thinking I can only use that during a season. And maybe it's because right now we're in spring, which is my most favorite season, but spring to me is dainty and sweet and pastel, light, soft makeup. And palettes like this, while this is an absolutely gorgeous eyeshadow palette, these blue tones make me think of winter or fall, more of a sultrier type of look. So while this is a gorgeous eyeshadow palette, having to use it right now during spring, well, the blues anyway. Now, this half of the palette, that half of the palette, yeah, I'm all for. But the other half with the blues, you know, it's just kind of one of those palettes that, I don't know. I need to get out of that. I need to stop using or thinking I can only use eyeshadow palettes during a certain time. But I do trap myself when it comes to that. I do it a lot, I know, and I shouldn't. But honestly, when I think of blue, unless it's a punchy blue like that, I think this is summertime. But blues like that are more of the deeper sultry, think of winter or fall. The same with this one right here. This is a definite winter palette. This is a Christmas palette. This is from Nomad. This is their Polar Express eyeshadow palette. And it looks like this right here. This is another one that I think of more for like the winter tones or even maybe some like fall as well with these shades like this. This is a fall and winter palette if I've ever seen a fall and winter palette. This is a gorgeous palette. Do not get me wrong. It is a gorgeous palette. I think it's beautiful and I love the artwork. I love the train on it. So it's a gorgeous palette, but these palettes like this, especially this one, more so this one than the Makeup by Mario one, I'm gonna have a time kind of reaching for it right now because I don't know. Palettes like that I just feel the need to reserve for a season. I don't know. This is the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz eyeshadow palette. This is the most stunning palette. So beautiful. Now you see these light, soft, dainty tones. Now this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I want to wear right now. Well, I want to wear this year round. Let's be so honest here. This is the type of palette, though, that I want to reach for right now. I mean, all year long, yes, but especially right now during the spring. This is so beautiful. This is darling. This is gorgeous. This is, I think, still one of her more popular eyeshadow palettes ever. I don't know if you can still get this one now. Has it been discontinued? I know she discontinues these larger palettes a lot, but this is a beautiful palette. That one I am so excited to reach for because that is a beautiful, dainty palette. The next one here is ColourPop Bare Necessities. This is a favorite of mine as well. I think this is beautiful. This is just like any kind of neutral shade that you could ever want. You can find it in this palette, like warm tones, more neutral leaning, some cool tones, mostly warm tone. This palette is stunning. I love how you can definitely get a variety of looks with this palette. This is the palette that's going to take me, well, if I make it easy on myself and go like column by column, it's going to take me 6 looks to complete it if I do it like that. I mean, I can bounce around. I could do that, but I just find it easier to keep track when I go like either go by row or go by column. That's just easier for me to keep track of. I could always like draw out this palette in a little notebook and kind of, you know, mark out the shades I've used. I could do that as well, which I mean, I've done that before, but I did that with the Beauty Bay palette because that was a 42 pan. I did that with that, but I don't know. I think this palette would be a lot. I just went column by column. I think that would be easier for me to do. So this one's going to take me quite a bit to go through because it is such a larger palette, but it's a beautiful one. One that I would still to this day recommend because I think it's just a stunning, stunning eyeshadow palette. So I'm happy with some of these picks. Some of them not so much for right now. Some of them I need to get out of that mindset. Are any of you like that? Like, do you have palettes where you're thinking, no, I must use that during winter. No, I must use that during summer. I need to let that go, but it's so hard to do that, especially when some palettes are definitely themed for a certain time, like Nomad, but that's a Christmas palette. That's a holiday palette, and that's when they released it. But I need to stop viewing it that way and just view it as a regular eyeshadow palette and just get some good use out of it. I mean, I'm excited to use it, don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful palette. I wish now, though, that I had gotten their Ghost Town, because to me, that's about the only palette in their collection, aside from them little minis that they have, like the little 6-pan, that's about the only palette they have that's like a neutral. In my opinion, it's more of a neutral leaning palette, and I think that is a stunning eyeshadow palette. It's beautiful. That honestly should have been the one that I picked up. I think that was my mistake. This palette is beautiful, don't get me wrong, this palette is gorgeous, but I think that I should have gotten that palette instead of this one. I think the artwork on this one is what got me because I love the train. I think that train is beautiful, so I think that's kind of what got me on this one, but I wish now I'd picked up Ghost Town instead. Maybe one day I'll pick it up. I think that's a beautiful eyeshadow palette that they have. But okay, that's everything. We have my little update. We have my new palettes all picked out, so I can't wait to get started on these. It might take me a little while, especially with that 30-pen palette. That's going to take me at least 6 eye looks to complete, but that palette, I know I enjoy that one, so that's not going to be difficult to reach for. It's just going to be a little bit more time consuming to do so, but I do hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I hope you will please consider leaving a like, a comment, or subscribing if you haven't already. Make sure you hit the bell icon so you are alerted to all my future uploads. All these products will be listed and linked for you below. They are affiliate links, so if you click through and purchase, I do earn a small commission, and if you choose to do so, thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. And let me know, are you doing a no pen left behind kind of video? Are you working on, or any kind of project panning kind of thing? I would love to know. I'd love to know how it's going for you. Just please comment below. I love chatting with all of you in the comments. I just enjoy being able to chat with people who love makeup as much as I do. It's just really fun for me to do. So I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!